Welcome! Today I will try to explain why kindness and compassion are incredibly powerful tools in meditation, and why I think they are the real guiding light through the night. So, if you watched my guided meditation on self-compassion, at the beginning I said that usually I don't start my meditations thinking, okay, this is going to be a loving kindness meditation or this is going to be a breath meditation, because I see kindness as an essential part in every meditation. Because without it, meditation can also become stressful, and you are probably living already a pretty stressful life, and you don't meditation doesn't have to be another thing that you have to do and that you stress your mind with. Otherwise, maybe you sit down and your mind is very agitated, and the more you try to calm it down, and the more it becomes worse, and you start to think something like, oh great, another thing in my life I can't do. And of course, that's not the way. Sometimes I start to sit down and I feel that my mind is very restless. So I say to myself something like, you know what, mind? You can do whatever you want. You can sleep in past and future, or you can get lost in thoughts. I don't care. I'm just going to sit here and be kind with you. And just by starting in this way, with this approach, you are achieving two very important things. First, by talking to your mind, you are taking a step back from your mind. So you start from a position where it's clear that you are not your mind, or you are not only your mind, and you stop identifying yourself with your thoughts and emotion. And second, you take away all the stress from your mind. So you let your mind do whatever it wants, but you are not identifying with it. And that means that you are not following your thoughts and your emotions wherever they want to lead you, but you are just watch them with kindness. And slowly your mind starts to calm down. Not because you are forcing it, but because you are taking care of it with all your unconditional love. And I think that this is the most important skill that you have to cultivate if you want to calm your mind and shine some light on reality. Now, meditation could be seen as a rebellion against most of the behaviors that evolution designed us to do. And I will dedicate other videos to this very important concept. But for now, I just want to explain how this idea of compassion is not in a line with an evolutionistic point of view. Think about evolution as a designer that built in us some behaviors in order to pursue its goal. And the main goal of evolution is to put our genes into the next generation. Now, this is a very important point. For evolution, evolution doesn't care that we are happy or not. Because from a natural selection point of view, feelings are just tools to make us do what evolution wants us to do. And that is ensuring that our genes go into next generations. So let's try to bring the idea of compassion into this scenario. In an hunter-gatherer society, the idea of compassion toward our family or our tribe, of course, makes a lot of sense. But things start not to work when we add another very important word: unconditional. Being unconditionally kind means showing compassion also toward our enemies and toward our emotions and thoughts. Most of all, toward our thoughts and emotions that makes us suffer. And for evolution, this makes no sense. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of evolution. It did an incredible job. But most of the behaviors that worked so well in an hunter-gatherer society not only doesn't work anymore, but can potentially bring our planet in a very dangerous position. And all the violences and the wars are a direct result of the way natural selection designed us to react to threats. And the way that evolution designed us to react to threats is with the fight, flight, or freeze response. And that means that when one of our ancestors saw a tiger into the jungle, he reacted by or preparing himself to fight if he thought he could win, or by running away, or by freezing, maybe in the hope that the tiger didn't see him. But the problem is that we react to threats in the same way. And of course, if you are really seeing a tiger in front of you, do that fight, flight, or freeze things, that's a great idea. But in most of our society, most of the threats are a little bit different, right? So natural selection designed us to react to threats with the fight, flight, or freeze response. Being unconditionally kind for evolution is not an option. Now, there are a lot of stronger points that demonstrates why mindfulness meditation represents a rebellion against these behaviors and other delusions that natural selection instilled into our brain. But for now, I just want to say that this practice of being unconditionally kind toward what we see as painful or uncomfortable is a break in obeying to an evolutionistic master as we are used to. And I want to end this video with a personal anecdote. When I was 10 years old, I took a trip around the United States with my parents, and I brought home as a souvenir for my beloved grandfather a little statue representing a Native American who on his horse with his weapons down. And on the bottom of that statue were engraved the word, "Since the sun came down, I will fight no more." And I don't know the exact historical meaning of that sentence, but for me now it means only one thing. If you keep fighting what you can't defeat, you will end just hurting more yourself. Finding peace is not a fight, it's an act of love. So thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe if you haven't done it already, and I wish you an happy and peaceful day.